Hey everybody, Steven here, and today we are doing the comparison video between the three Voxpree Massage Guns that I have here. I'm at my house, I'm not actually at the studio with this one, and I actually have printouts on these because I want to make sure that I get all this right and I don't kind of have all the information just retained in my head. So we'll kind of go through these one by one in terms of whatever the feature is with this, and then we'll talk about the differences, and hopefully you guys can make an informed decision on which one is really going to be the best one for you. Now, to look at these, we have the Vox Mini right here, their mini massage gun. Then we have the M30 right here. This is kind of like their middle ground overall massage gun, and then we have the Pro over here, the Vox Pro. That's going to be their high-end one. There's one more that they have that I actually don't own though, and just by looking at it, it kind of seems to be a little bit closer to the Voxpree M30 here. But let's go ahead and get into this here. Let's look at first the differences with the speeds with this. So for the Vox Mini here, you have three different speeds. That's going to range from 1600 to 2800 strokes per minute. Then we're going to get the M30 right here. This one's going to have, I believe it is 5 different speeds. Yep. And it goes from 1200 to 3200 strokes per minute. And then you have the Vox Pro, which this one has 6 different settings with this, and this one goes from, it should be 1200 to 3200. So if you're looking at the Vox Mini, you're only going to get 1200 at the highest setting. The M30 is going to go to 32 for the highest, and then the Pro is going to go to 3300. So this is going to have the most strokes per minute here. And then we're looking at the difference between 3 different settings, 5, and then 6. Beyond that, let's talk about attachments really quick. The Mini is unique because I've had 3 different massage guns that are minis, and this one has rubberized fittings. So it's not like a regular attachment like this that the other minis have. So with this one, literally attaches to the inside of this. This also makes it the smallest mini massage gun I've used because of this. These all come with obviously carrying cases with this, but this one being the smallest. I'm not a huge fan of the color, kind of bland looking, but I mean, I don't think that's something that you're quite worried about with these. This does charge via USB Type-C. We'll get into that a little bit more with the power here in a minute. So with this, we have 3 different attachments. They're rubber fittings, okay? You have the kind of textured one here. We have a kind of dome one, and then this one's going to be a smaller kind of flat version to that. These are like silicone. Looking at the M30 here, you have your standard fittings with this. So all massage guns that I've come across, you have a flat tip, okay? You have a soft dome tip. This is for sensitive tissue. So this is like our overall sensitive tissue. Gonna have like our U prong type one here. This is usually for around the neck or your spine. And then we have the bullet, and that's really for digging into tissue that you just need more pressure to put behind it, right? Beyond that, this actually has 2 that are unique to Voxpree. I haven't seen these with other ones yet, at least none that I've actually done a review for, which is this, I don't know if it's aluminum or whatever the metal is here. It has that tip on it. We have a flat and then a rounded head with this. These glide very well along clothes, but also if you use any, like if you're a massage therapist and you use any oil with this, it's gonna just give you that ability to like dig and kind of move through it a little bit better than you would with any of the plastic fittings. If you look at the Pro, it has all the same fittings as this does. Okay, so these 2 are the same with that. And these 2, I honestly think are one of the biggest selling points. This one in particular, it's on there right now. I use this the most out of any of them. Out of any massage gun I've used, this is by far one of my favorites. So that's going to be the attachments with this. Then let's look at battery life with this. So battery life, let's talk about the Mini first. So the Mini has a Let me make sure I'm at the right one. Yep. So the Mini has a 2600 milliamp battery, so you get 8 hours per charge out of this. If we jump up to the M30 here, this is going to have, and this is a genuine LG battery. That's the big difference between all of these. This has a 3400 milliamp battery with up to 7 hours on this. And then the Pro has a 2600 milliamp battery, and with that, typically you're gonna get about 5 hours. Charging time, 2 to 3 hours on this one. Don't know if it actually shows. It's interesting, yeah. Charging time, 2 to 3 hours on this, and then on the Mini here, doesn't say. These are all coming from their website too, so this is the information you would actually get on their website. But my assumption is it probably takes about 1 to 2 hours with this, because I haven't had to charge it yet. Now beyond that, let's look at the decibel range with this. 35 to 45, and I think they're all actually the same. So super quiet, 34 to 35, or sorry, 35 to 45 for the decibel noise. So I'll just turn on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've had this one the longest, and you can start to hear it, and they all do this, and eventually it kind of has a rattle to it. 1, 2, 3. And then the Pro, and while I'm actually doing this, looking at the difference between where the buttons are. So this is going to be on the side here. This is actually on the bottom. And so where you're turning it on and changing the levels, this is on the back. I've mentioned this before with the other reviews and unboxings. If you've ever used the jigsaw attachments where it's crazy loud, these are so much quieter than those. So we have that. Let's look at the amplitude with this. So really the stroke length with this. With the, I think I'm reading, no. I don't know if it actually shows with this, with the Mini here. It does not show that on their deal. It's obviously going to be either the same or slightly less. I want to say it's actually an 8mm stroke length. Yep, there we go. 8mm, okay, with the Mini. And then we go up to the M30, you have 12mm, which is pretty standard for most massage guns. And then it's going to be the same for the Pro, right? So that distance. Which one was it? I had one gun that, the Exo gun, that one had a 16 millimeter stroke distance. And with that was, I mean, this is comparable to that, but that's by far been the most powerful massage gun that I've used. And part of it is because of that. Looking next at stall force, 40 pounds of stall force with this. So how much can you put behind this before it stalls out? We have 40 pounds with the Mini, 60 pounds with the M30, and then 80 pounds with the Pro here, right? So is that something that you need? The Pro being geared obviously to, I think of athletes or anybody that does need a deeper massage with this. M30 is going to placate just to general population. And then the Mini for, hey, these are big, I'm not going to travel with these, I just need something to travel with. This is going to be something that'll be awesome when I go out of state to go to certifications, when we can actually finally do that again. So it may be a while before that, but this is something that I would for sure travel with this. And then after that, let's look at weight. 2.29 pounds with the Pro. Then we have 1.76 with the M30, and then the Mini is 0.99, just a hair less than a pound, right? So, and you can feel it obviously between all of these, but 2.26 pounds, like this thing isn't heavy. And it does feel very good in the hands. These all feel very good in the hands with this. So grip is solid, not an issue there. I've had obviously some on the channel where it has a detachable battery, and then I was like, how often are you actually going to need to do that to replace it? And with these, it's not detachable, so the handle's better. It also doesn't, eventually that handle doesn't rattle, which I've had happen in the past as well. And then beyond that, AC charger, they're all pretty much the same as far as I can see with this. So you're looking at, well, with these two, it's going to be the same, which is 110 to 240 volt, 50 to 60 hertz, DC 25 volt to 1 amp. We're going to see that with these two. The Mini is different because it's not going to be a charging cable where you're going to have the little port here with it, right? On the bottom of this, and I believe, yeah, they're both on the bottom of the, and actually I guess the bottom of all of them. And that's usually how it goes. I've actually had somewhere that plugs into the back. This is different though, because this is actually on the bottom here, and you get USB Type-C. I like that the Minis have gone that route because you most likely have one of those with you anyways. So if you don't have the cable here, you most likely have one to charge your phone if you're looking at any type of Android. iPhone users are going to have to make sure that you have that with you. So, sorry for the crickets, that's my son's lizard in the background here. And I think that about covers all of it with this, right? All of these come with 30-day money-back guarantees and 1-year quality guarantees. They all end up having, obviously, the charging cable, but a user manual as well. And I think that's actually it. So, shorter video with this, but looking at those differences, hopefully that helps you. What do you need? You need something travel size? Boom. You're just a regular person, you need an overall right here. I need something that is going to actually have a little bit more power. That's going to be over here. All the battery lives are a little bit different. We're looking at the difference in strokes per minute and then stroke length as well. So if I'm the average consumer, I'm going to go with the M30, right? If I'm an athlete, I'm going to go with the Pro. If I travel a lot, I'm going to go with the Mini, right? Or if you're on edge and you're like, I don't know, like, I like the notion of the M30, but I need something that's going to be easy to move around with, then just go ahead and go with the Mini here. Also, one of those things you could try it and be like, I don't like this, I maybe want to bump up to the M30. You could always do that as well. So I'm going to have a link for these in the description so you can actually find all of these. Beyond that too, I mean, also do consider, do you need the style of attachments compared to the Mini, which doesn't have that? These actually grab the clothes a little bit more from what I've noticed, just because it's that silicone kind of rubber tip there. So if you're moving along your clothes, it's trying to bunch it up, or these glide really, really well. One other factor. But for me, if I'm going to choose, I'm probably going to go with the M30. It's the one I keep at the house, and I have kept at the house for a long time now. It's just the best overall, in my opinion, for just the average person. But like I said, you need something that has a little bit more power. This one is really solid. Or if you need something that's travel friendly, I could easily keep this with me wherever, right? Because you're looking at the difference in the case sizes here, right? So vastly different with this, but hopefully that helps you guys make an informed decision with all of this. Like I said, these are going to be in the description, links for these. Check on Amazon also. I'll put a link for their website, but if you go on Amazon, a lot of time you'll find a discount code, 10 bucks off, 10% off, 20 bucks off, whatever it may be. Just check back regularly and you'll usually find something. So that's going to be it for this video, everybody. If you like the video, hit the like button for me. If you want to continue to follow along with all my content, hit the subscribe button for me. Thanks so much for watching.